At Matthews, Zero Burgess, talking to you from one of America's messiest home kitchens. And I want to talk to you today about Tupperware's microwave pasta maker. That's right. So, as you know, I've told you when I use my microwave grill that I gotten that as a hostess gift during the pandemic. I hosted a party, which is why I tell you guys all the time, host a party. What's the worst that could happen? If you don't reach your full goal, you still get a thank you gift. You still get free Tupperware. But I digress. Anyway, so I had gotten my pasta maker months ago. When I tell you months ago, it's probably close to a year. And I know people that use them. One of my daughters swears by it. She absolutely loves the pasta maker. Okay, this is it. I'm going to show it to you. And see how light that is, right? Nothing like that big pot you use on the stove. I know mine give you muscles even before you put the water in it. But anyway, for almost a year. And it was kind of like a mental thing. Somehow that is not how you make your macaroni, right? You don't put it in the microwave. It goes on the stove and the pot, and you wait for the water to boil. And that's how you take care of it. Thinking about putting it in the microwave was just like disgraziat. You don't do that. But Easter, I was going to make lasagna, and I was not feeling 100%. And my grandson that you've met, he's my technical director, and I also refer to him as the husband I don't need, feels if there's a holiday, there should be lasagna. In fact, we've had to discuss how that's not applicable for Memorial Day and 4th of July, and really not Halloween either. But this is Easter, it's supposed to be lasagna. So I decided, like I said, since I wasn't feeling my best, rather than fight with that big pasta pot and lug it from the sink to the stove and back and all that, I was going to try out my pasta maker, and I did. So, first thing I did was I'm looking at the measurements inside. That's right, it has measurements in here that it's hard to see, but you can feel them over here. Well, it's hard for you to see on the camera. When you have this in your hand, you'll be able to see them just fine. And it tells you, for small or medium, or if you're putting large portions in here. But I'm like, all right, these lasagna noodles, how long, how much water should I put in, whatever. So I Googled it because my directions, which you will get with yours, have somehow been displaced by my lovely assistant and my technical director. So I Googled it, I looked it up, and lo and behold, what does it tell me? That you can't use it. It's not recommended for lasagna noodles. It's 5 o'clock Easter Sunday, people. And I'm thinking, yeah, I have a commitment to this lasagna. I'm not fighting with that pot. It is too late in the day to change the plan. So, what I'm going to tell you is that yes, you can use it for your lasagna noodles. Now, when I make lasagna, I only parboil the noodles because my thought is it's going to go into the oven. And who wants mushy noodles, right? So I usually do them for about 5 minutes. If you take your microwave pasta maker and you put the lasagna noodles on their side, don't lay them flat on top of each other like, you're building a house. On their side, just cover them with water like the directions say. 5 minutes in the microwave, they're good to go. You are ready to start building your lasagna. So let me tell you about this little handy dandy instrument over here. This is very cool. I am newly converted to the fact that it is all right to cook my macaroni and my spaghetti and whatever other kind of pasta in the microwave using Tupperware's Tupperfabulous microwave pasta maker. First off, like I said, the weight. Just the weight of this. Oh my gosh, flip it around. It's amazing. It's hard to do that even with my stainless steel metal pot when it's empty. Nice little cover over here. I'm going to tell you just how convenient this is. What a savings this is. Unbelievable. First off, it's a gorgeous color. This is a really pretty color. Inside are the markings for measuring how much that you need. And all you have to do is just cover it. Just cover it with the water. Do not put the cover on. Pop it in the microwave for as long as you would cook it. Now, you're not waiting for water to boil. So if it has to cook 7 minutes after you've waited forever for the water to boil, all you're going to do is put this in for 7 minutes. Other thing, because you all know how well I follow the rules. Sometimes. You'll see that it's marked for a 900 watt microwave. My microwave is 1200 watts. It works just fine. You're not cooking a roast in this. You're making some macaroni. It's going to be a few minutes. I would not recommend the roast because you would need a lot longer, and this is not made for that. Okay? But yes, I use mine in a 1200 watt microwave. When it's done, do you need the colander? No, no. This saves you also having to take out the colander. One less thing to wash. Okay? You take the cover, and I don't know if you can see right here, but you can see, there we go, if I hold it that way. See the little arrow? It says Tupperware. Very, very convenient. Helps you out. On this part, the bottom, you'll see it has little holes. Right? So you follow the handy dandy arrow to line it up the holes. You put this on. Hold on. And out comes the water. And it's been strained. All the water is gone. Make sure that when you take it out of the microwave that you strain it. It's the same as when you cook the macaroni on the stove. If it sits in the hot water, it's going to keep cooking and you're going to have mush. So when it's done, you take it out, cover on, strain. Now if you need it to sit there a minute, you're good. Another savings. Okay, so you've saved money on electricity or gas, depending on the type of stove you have, because you don't have to wait for the water to come to a boil. You've saved time because you're not sitting there watching it come to a boil, and you don't have to stand there and watch it cook to make sure it doesn't go over the side, whatever, or that you get there in time to, to taste it, to make sure it's done, because it's in the microwave. So while it's cooking in the microwave, you could stir your gravy, you could set the table, you could go to the bathroom. You're not wasting time just standing there by this pot. Now you've also saved time with another piece, your colander. You don't have to wash it. You don't have to put it in the dishwasher to wash, so that means you don't have to put something else away. You've saved all that time. We're going to save some more time and some more energy. Whatever you're going to put in your pasta, put it right in here. And you could serve it up. That's right. Whether you're adding gravy, you're adding olive oil, you're adding butter, you're putting some veg in there, you're putting meat in there, right in here. Stir it up, and guess what? Now it's going to go on your table. All ready for serving, right? Everything is in there, nice. It's convenient. It's not going to take up a lot of room. Have dinner. If there are leftovers, you gotta cover. And instead of facing the holes out, turn it the other way. Into the fridge it goes. And when you take it out to reheat, it stays right in here. Look at all the dishes you don't have to wash. You don't have to put away. More time saved. Now, this does not go in the freezer. If you have leftovers that you're not going to have right away, you need to put them in the freezer, use one of our vent and serves. That's the one. Okay, and we have the ones for the freezer. That's what you do. Do not freeze it in here. However, it is dishwasher safe. That's right. So you don't even have to fight with this either to clean it. Into the dishwasher it goes. If you don't have a dishwasher, it cleans very easily. Hot water and some soap, and you're good to go. It's extremely convenient. It's also, as I keep saying, lightweight, but I love this part. It's plastic, so if it folds, it doesn't break, it won't crack your tiles, it won't hurt your foot. It's a wonderful thing. Love Tupperware plastic is the best. You know, there's none of those BPAs in there or anything else that leaches, all those chemicals. It's safe. And like I said, it's a lot easier. And especially if you're, have problems with your hands, sometimes with your joints, whatever, or you're just having a little achy breaky day, you're not lugging some heavy pots around all over the place. It's also, as you can see, right, nice and small. Big enough for spaghetti, big enough for lasagna noodles, but not a great big thing. I actually store mine in the microwave with my microwave cover. I still put the breakfast maker in there. We'll talk about that another day. And my micro grill. And I put them all right in the microwave. That is how convenient they are. That is how little storage space they need. So, with the amount of storage space you don't need, with the number of other things that they take the place of, fewer serving dishes, the colander. It's great if you have a small apartment, if you have a student in a dorm, if you have an RV or a camper, places where there's just not a lot of storage and that space is at a premium. This is perfect. Even if you have it by yourself, put your spaghetti scoop or whatever in there, right? It'll hold it and you're good. Makes a great gift too. Think about that, right? Somebody just got a new apartment or somebody going off to school. You take our little pasta maker over here, a couple of boxes of spaghetti, the spaghetti scoop, right? So they can stir and they can serve. If you think they're not going to make their own sauce or gravy, you can add a jar of sauce or gravy or give them a gift card to one of the local supermarkets, right? And some cheese, and you have a great gift, right? Nice little housewarming gift, dorm warming gift, off to school gift, birthday gift, any kind of a gift. Gee, thanks for inviting me to dinner. Let's have this gift. Serves all kinds of purposes. And all the money you're saving, this piece is only $35, right? $35, and it takes the place of at least 4 other things. It makes your life easier, makes it more convenient, and like I said, I was super resistant to it. For no other reason, because in my head, you don't make your macaroni in the microwave. I was wrong. I'm a convert. I highly recommend it. Save yourself time, save yourself energy, and because I always have to check my cheat notes because there's always so much to the products that Tupperware makes. I try not to forget everything. I did tell you it's dishwasher safe. What I also want to let you know is that it can be recycled. Not because there's a problem with our product. Our products are guaranteed. But sometimes you're like me and you do something you're not supposed to do. So maybe you had it laying on the stove and it was near a hot jet, or somebody turned on the stove by accident. One of the kids got at it and did damage to it, like used it for crayons or something and colored on it, and you just can't get that out of it. There are the reasons. So it is recyclable. So you're not adding waste to the environment. Always. Tupperware is always thinking ahead. We have partnered with so many institutions and the parks associations, so that's always in the forefront of our minds too, being able to help the environment. So I am most sincerely telling you, if you want an easy way to make your macaroni and your spaghetti and your lasagna noodles to save you a little bit of time there, I would definitely recommend Tupperware's microwave pasta maker. Buy one now. They are going really quickly because I guess a lot of people like me have discovered, whoa, this is a great idea. I should have listened to people sooner. And they are going fast. So please don't miss out. Order yours today. And I will talk to you soon. Bye now. Take care.